What's up, everybody? I'm here with Michael Kampel, who's fighting on our March 7th card in Missoula, Montana. And we're here to chop it up, and I'm very excited. Michael's somebody I've talked to many times, so thank you, first of all, for taking the time. It's great to see you. And you are going up for this title fight against Anthony Jukes. But before we get into that matchup and before we get into the mix, I was actually looking back at some of my notes and some of the things that we talked about in the past. So right now, you're on a 5-fight win streak. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe you've had 6 amateur fights. This will be your 7th amateur fight. Now, you told me, I got that right? And you told me once upon a time that once you had 10 amateur fights, you're looking to then make a move up to pro and then maybe have aspirations to go to the UFC. Are you still on that same mindset, on that same trajectory?
I'm not really sure at the moment. I mean, right now I'm just fighting for the fun of it, and getting a title is great and all, and just getting experience, like being in the cage and going full blast. So right now it's mostly just for fun, but definitely I would consider going pro, and definitely UFC would be awesome. But hard to say. I don't really look too far into the future like that, but that would be a great plan.
Yeah, I feel like I hear a lot of fighters say, look, I'm just focused on this fight, what's in front of me. And I feel like that's probably the smart play, not to think too far ahead before, you can see how things play out. So I totally understand that. Now, you got a title fight coming up against Anthony Jukes, and you guys fought back in 2024, March 16th. And in that fight, you got an early submission, a triangle choke in round 1. So for this title fight, for this rematch, what are you anticipating from Anthony? Are you anticipating a majorly different fight or something similar?
Honestly, I'm thinking it's probably going to be the same as the first fight. The first fight, I came out thinking he was a good wrestler. That's what everyone was saying. So I came out looking to strike with him, and I feel like I was getting the better most of those exchanges. And eventually he went for the takedown, and I just stuffed him and pulled guard and choked him out quick. So I feel like he might be most comfortable with the wrestling and the takedowns. So if he wants to get me there, I'm comfortable there. I feel that's where I'm most effective. But I think starting off, at least to feel it out, it's going to be on the feet for a while. So
I see him. And do you see it going a little bit longer than the first one?
Hard to say. I would anticipate. I've been training for, it's a 5-rounder, so it could go longer, but always train for that. And if it doesn't, then oh well, but we'll see. We'll see how he comes out.
Looking back at your fights, it's a pretty impressive resume. You got triangle choke, rear naked choke, guillotine choke, and rear naked choke. What's your favorite submission?
Probably triangle, honestly. Yeah. Long legs. And but I mean, I really just go for whatever's there, depending on what they do. If they give me something, I'm not going to fish for one move over something else, just go for whatever's easiest.
How do you think your submission game stacks up against Anthony?
Well, I'm a brown belt. I'm almost a black belt, so I feel submission-wise, I'm a little bit sharper than him. He did get an armbar in his last fight. I think I fought on the same card as him, and that was pretty good submission. So he's definitely got some submission skills, but I don't feel it's quite on my level.
Okay. All right. Very cool. We're definitely looking forward to this one. I've called a bunch of your fights, and they're always super, super fun. So yeah, that's going to be very, very cool. Now, another thing that we've talked about many times is your business. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's a moving business, right?
Yeah. I'm in the box truck right now. So just local moving up and down the Bitterroot to Missoula, basically.
How's it been going since I think we last spoke in April of 2025. So almost a year ago, but how's it been going since?
This last year was probably our busiest year. Yeah, I mean, we wouldn't have a day off if we didn't purposely take one or two off a month. So just absolutely, totally smashed. And even the winter time, we were working almost every day. So didn't really slow down like I expected it to, which I guess is a good thing. So
give me like a snapshot of a day in the life, because obviously you're super busy. It sounds like you're working essentially 7 days a week, which I know all about that, right? So you're working constantly, and when do you go train? How often are you training per week? Tell me about that whole routine.
Yeah, so I'll just wake up and usually try to start work as early as we can, get done as early as we can. But gym starts at 7:30. Sometimes I'll go help professor teach the kids classes, so I'll be in a little bit earlier. But adults class like 7:30 to 9:30. We usually stay till every day, and then open mat on Saturdays. So just try to schedule jobs around making those times, not staying out too late. But yeah, just like running in the morning, going to work, then coming home, doing something at home, then going to the gym. So it works out nice.
Now you mentioned you're teaching and coaching. So I have a tutoring business. So I work in education all the time. And I find that when you're teaching concepts to people and you're explaining them, man, it just crystallizes and solidifies so much in your own mind. Do you find that to be the case for yourself when it comes to when you train MMA techniques? You're like, oh my God, it sits way better for me and I understand it that much more.
Yeah, it definitely helps you understand things better when you teach it to someone else, because you have to think about exactly what's going on and what you're trying to do. If something's natural to you, it might be hard to explain, but if you kind of find certain things that help you explain, like certain body positions, definitely helps you understand it yourself better. So
Totally. Okay. Now, I want to talk about some fun UFC news because there's been a lot of crazy stuff that's been coming out in the last few weeks. I'd just love to get your reaction. First of all, it appears as though we got, well, maybe, let's see what happens, but I'm fingers crossed, knocking on wood, because this will be my dream fight. This is the ultimate fight for the UFC White House card main event. It looks like we might be getting John Jones versus Alex Pereira, I believe, for the vacant heavyweight title, because I think they're going to strip Tom Aspinall because he's got no return date. That's what I'm thinking. And also they want to give Alex an actual chance to get real triple gold, not like an interim triple gold. What do you think of this fight?
that would definitely be interesting. Like I'd love to watch that. I guess it just depends if they want to bring John Jones back after the whole Aspinall thing and ducking for all that time and all that nonsense. But regardless, it would be a good fight, so I'd be interested.
And well, John Jones himself said, I've been saying for this whole time that they're going to bring him back. And this is all a public play that Dana White's just trying to publicly punish John Jones. But he wants to, because there's nobody else that it's perfect on the American 250th anniversary, best fighter of all time who happens to be American. I think it's perfect. But John Jones said earlier this week, or like 2 days ago, that he's in negotiations with the UFC. So I think it's going to go down, but I'm very excited about it. And we shall see. And another question too, another thing that happened over the weekend. Do you watch Real American Freestyle Wrestling?
Some of the clips and highlights on YouTube mostly, but
did you see the clips of Arman Sarukian this weekend?
yeah, freaking get into a fight afterwards.
Yeah, with that Giorgio Poulos guy who's like, you could take me down and win $1,000, and then he took him down and boom, ground and pounded.
I know, yeah. It seemed like he was being a little dirty the whole fight anyway. So
he was. I think. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah, just saying, like, can't really blame Armin too much. It is what it is.
I think so too. I said the same thing, and I guess Real American Freestyle is now saying that they maybe don't want him back, but I think that's a mistake, and I think that's crazy. I think they got more views than they could imagine, so I think they got to bring him back. Arman Sarukian's a legend. And last but not least, is there any big fight in the UFC in the next few months that you're looking forward to?
Next few months, I don't really know. I know the Holloway fight's coming up this weekend, right? That's gonna be good.
Same night as you. That's right.
I'm gonna have to try to not spoil it and watch it the next morning. So we'll see.
Usually what happens, although now the UFC has shifted the time back, so we're probably going to miss the main event. Usually, though, after the fusion cards, we're still able to catch the main event. But we're probably going to have to miss it while we're at the after party. But that's a very good one. Okay, any last words for your opponent, Anthony, before this Saturday?
I'm ready. Hope you are.
All right, here we go, guys. Michael Kampel's coming back, and he's challenging for that belt. Let's go in the rematch. Thank you so much. We'll see you Saturday. Take it easy.
Thanks. Let's see you.